Dr. Preeti Pandit is a practicing psychologist, counselor, and psychotherapist based in Singapore. She has her independent practice certified by Singapore Association for Counseling (SAC) and affiliated to Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine (CCAM). She is the wind beneath the wings of her family-owned Sandpiper hotels in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. She has been nominated as one of the top 50 most influential women in Singapore. She is the epitome of beauty with brains. While she won accolades in academics during her growing years, she also won the Miss Bhopal India Beauty Contest in her teens. She pursued her postgraduate degree and did her research from NIMHANS, that is, National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, in Bangalore, India, followed by a special course on mental health from Rice University in Houston, USA. She completed the research for her PhD. She developed a penchant for helping people very early in her life, so becoming a therapist was a very natural extension of her passion. Her ability to make the other person feel wanted, her relentless drive to create a shift in people's lives, and her willingness to experiment endeared her to every client who worked with her. The mother of one of her clients said, "I cannot forget that you literally walked with me in my moments of despair. You gave me hope that my child can be helped. Even as I type, my eyes swell with tears and flow down my cheeks. No amount of money can be paid for this kindness of yours." Another client had this to say, "The therapy was a great release for me. There was good relief, and with it came lots of healing, mind space, change in perspective of my problems, and a realignment of their priorities in life. The world is a big place. Slowly and surely, I have hope and light in my life again." Yet another client said, "My experience with psychotherapy has been truly rewarding. It has helped me walk out of darkness, and I find myself continually improving still every day. With your guidance, I have gone from crying every day and being needy to being healthy and independent. Through you, I have been able to release anger, worry, fear, grief, and guilt, and experience compassion, wisdom, light, and love." Dr. Preeti has a very calm persona and has a reassuring presence about her. But what makes her effective is her approach. Dr. Pandit says, "I decide my course of action based on the client and situation. In fact, I seem to be blessed with a strange intuition which guides me on the next steps." She can be very experimental with her therapies, which is probably the reason for her effectiveness. She is strongly against her clients taking any form of medication. Rather, she believes in the background restoration of natural balance between the body and mind as the solution to the most ailments. Dr. Pandit uses self-projection techniques where one must identify the talents which lie dormant in the self. For example, you may be good at creative arts such as dance, painting, music, or any other form which enhances self-recognition and self-esteem. During childhood, parents must look out for these seeds and provide nourishment, training, and encouragement. Later in life, one has to pursue these interests on his or her own. Self-projection is considered one of the most profound and subtle ways of human psychological processes and is extremely difficult to work with. This is because the skills backing this process are hidden. It's creative only when projected to the outside world. Improving self-projection reduces anxiety by providing an expression to these creative and unconscious impulses or desires without the conscious mind recognizing them. Apart from standard techniques of psychotherapy, Dr. Pandit recommends book therapy as a therapeutic measure for healing patients who are attempting to recover from traumas. Book therapy uses stories, drawings to process difficult emotions. She believes that stories and symbolic images can help people connect to their deeper feelings that they find difficult to talk about. Accordingly, she uses a combination of face-to-face counseling and book therapy to help patients move past the emotional issues that keep them stuck. When it comes to relationships, she has also used reality therapy, which teaches couples how to manage wants and needs in a relationship. It can help a couple to face the realities of situations towards restoring harmony in their marriage. Dr. Pandit is also not averse in using behavior therapy to cure addictions. This therapy is based on experimentally derived principles of learning, which are systematically applied to help people change their maladaptive behavior. It deals with clients' current problems and the factors influencing them, as opposed to an analysis of possible historical factors. Behavior therapy also emphasizes the self-control approach, in which clients learn self-management strategies. Therapists frequently train clients to initiate, conduct, and evaluate their own therapy. Another therapy that she commonly uses is swim therapy. Herself as an accomplished swimmer and scuba diver, she uses this therapy as a technique for confidence building, especially if the person is a non-swimmer, is afraid of water, aquaphobia, or even has a fear of bathing, ablutophobia. She believes that a swimming pool is an excellent location where the swimmer goes through multiple steps to restore his or her confidence and trains the minds every moment. Dr. Pandit says, for a swimmer in therapy, every stroke is a choice between going ahead and sinking. As he becomes deft in moving ahead, overcoming fear becomes a habit, which molds his character and finally makes the person succeed in all adverse situations against any phobia. Dr. Pandit is also an accomplished painter. She started with oil paintings in her early teens and became proficient in the Chhattisgarhi form during her stay in Bhopal. One of the paintings close to her heart is an oil painting of Umar Khayyam and Mirza Ghalib, which she completed in 9th grade. Even without any formal training, she would win a prize in almost every competition that she took part in. With her exposure to different cultures, she slowly graduated to other art forms. During her stay in Moscow, she learned the Russian form of painting called Fedosky, and her paintings were even displayed in an exhibition at the Moscow Art Museum. She learned the nuances of palette painting, where one needs to paint miniatures under a lens. The Singapore government has featured her paintings in a coffee table book. She says, "Art is a therapy for me. It detoxifies me after my intense sessions." This realization prompted her to use art as a therapy for her clients. Art psychotherapy is a means of symbolic communication. It emphasizes the elements like drawings, paintings, and other artistic expressions as being helpful in communicating issues, emotions, and resolving internal conflicts. From an artist's perspective, indulgence in art is seen as an opportunity to express oneself imaginatively, authentically, and spontaneously. It is considered to be an experience that, over time, can lead to personal fulfillment. Due to her husband's work, she got the opportunity to visit and stay in many countries. Many of these experiences form part of this book. Apart from understanding cultures, she left her indelible mark wherever she lived. During her 8 years in Myanmar, Dr. Pandit was a guest lecturer of psychology at Dagon University. She even helped the university set up a psychology lab. Her work rewarded her with a special invitation from the First Lady of India at that time, Mrs. Usha Narayan, the wife of the then President, Mr. K.R. Narayan. The First Lady was Burmese, and her relatives in Myanmar gave a wonderful description about Dr. Pandit to her illustrious family member. Along with having an opportunity to interact with senior government ministers, she also had the privilege to meet Miss Aung San Suu Kyi. These interactions brought her into the limelight and presented her with an opportunity to demonstrate her leadership skills as the president of the International Charity Group in Myanmar. For someone who dabbled in poetry during her childhood, she also received in Myanmar the chance to express herself through her writings in the United Nations Women's Association magazine. During her stay in Cuba, she met many ministers and provided her views on policies regarding mental health. She had the privilege to meet President Fidel Castro, an interaction she still cherishes. She has always wanted to make a positive difference in the lives of people. Seeing the pitiable condition of street children in Myanmar, she set up an orphanage home where she housed 18 to 20 children, taking care of their food, medicines, and clothing. Her son and daughter would spend some time with the children and teach English, maths, and computers. She urged her husband's company to donate their old stationery and computers to the orphanage. Before she moved out of the country, she even ensured that some of the orphaned boys got a job in her husband's company and gifted a few girls with sewing machines, which would help them make a living. She credits her calm persona to Vipassana meditation, of which she is an ardent follower. Having personally met the renowned Mr. Goenka, the founder of Vipassana centers in India and abroad, she has attended around 8 retreats, including one at the Alps in Switzerland, and has even recommended this life-enhancing experience to some of her clients. She is very meticulous about things, and with her eye for detail and understanding of colors, she has personally monitored the design of her hotels. The Sandpiper logo is her creation, and she can often be found on her favorite couch opposite the huge logo in the hotel lobby. She now lives in Singapore with her husband and son.